Fake HOA keyed slurs into my Cadillac. The community fought back with fury. What would you do if your car became a canvas for someone's hate? On a quiet evening in Oak Ridge, my world turned upside down. My pride and joy, a gleaming black Cadillac, sat in my driveway, untouched until it wasn't. By morning, it was scarred with jagged scratches and vile slurs keyed into its surface, the kind of words that burn the soul. The culprit? Karen Mitchell, the self-appointed queen of our HOA who decided my car's presence lowered property values. Her smug confession to the neighborhood watch group chat lit a fuse no one saw coming. The truth unraveled fast, like a wildfire no one could contain. Karen had been on a crusade for months, enforcing her version of community standards with an iron fist. She'd fined me twice for parking my Cadillac too prominently, claiming its shiny rims were an eyesore. I'd ignored her, thinking her threats were just petty noise. But that night, fueled by her warped sense of authority, she'd taken a key to my car, carving slurs that weren't just personal, they were a vicious attack on my identity as a black man. Neighbors whispered about her late-night prowling, key in hand, her face twisted with glee as she defaced my property. A grainy Ring camera clip from Mrs. Alvarez across the street caught her in the act, her silhouette unmistakable, her motions deliberate. When confronted, Karen didn't flinch. "It's my right to protect this neighborhood," she snapped, doubling down in a group email that left jaws on the floor. But what she didn't expect was the spark she'd ignited. The neighborhood erupted into a storm of outrage, and the showdown was nothing short of electric. By noon, a crowd had gathered outside Karen's pristine colonial-style home, signs in hand, voices raised. "No hate in Oak Ridge," they chanted, their anger a living thing. I stood among them, heart pounding, not just for my ruined car, but for what it represented: a line crossed, a community violated. Karen stepped onto her porch, her usual haughty smirk faltering as she faced the mob. "You're all overreacting," she shouted, waving her phone like a shield, claiming she'd been provoked. But then came the twist no one saw coming. Mrs. Alvarez, the quiet widow who'd provided the damning footage, stepped forward with a bombshell. She wasn't just a bystander, she'd been Karen's silent partner in other HOA schemes, bullied into compliance by Karen's threats to expose her son's past legal troubles. Now, racked with guilt, Mrs. Alvarez confessed everything, her voice trembling as she revealed Karen's history of targeting anyone who didn't fit her vision of perfect. The crowd's fury doubled, their shouts drowning Karen's weak protests. Karen's empire crumbled faster than she could have imagined, and the fallout was a reckoning. The HOA board, pressured by the community's uproar, held an emergency meeting in the community center, where Karen's actions were laid bare. Neighbors shared stories of her intimidation fines for unapproved garden gnomes, threats over kids' chalk drawings, even a campaign to evict a single mom for noise violations. The Ring footage played on a loop, Karen's face frozen in her moment of malice. She tried to spin a sob story, claiming stress and fear for the neighborhood's future, but no one bought it. The board stripped her of her position, and whispers of a lawsuit for property damage and emotional distress began to swirl. Karen's pristine lawn, once her pride, was soon littered with protest signs, poetic justice for her vandalism. Social media exploded, with Oak Ridge Fights Back trending as people shared their own stories of HOA tyranny. Karen, once untouchable, became a pariah, her name synonymous with petty cruelty. In the end, Oak Ridge didn't just heal, it grew stronger. My Cadillac, though scarred, became a symbol of resilience, parked proudly in my driveway as a reminder that hate doesn't win when people stand together. The community rallied to cover repair costs, and Mrs. Alvarez, now free from Karen's grip, organized a block party to celebrate our unity. It wasn't about one car or one night, it was about reclaiming our neighborhood from division. Karen moved away quietly, her house now up for sale, a ghost of a reign. I drive past it sometimes, feeling not anger but hope. What do you think? When is it right to stand up to a bully like Karen? Share your thoughts, because every voice matters in the fight for what's just.